Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I am coming back here with another tutorial. Before I get started, I would like to thank everyone who...
Jojo. Anyway, I would like to thank everyone who tuned in and watched my video.
Sorry about that. We had a visitor, and Joey likes to let us know that there are people in the house. Anyway, I forgot where I was, but I just wanted to say that I had got a lot of positive feedback on my last video, and I know that there are some people out there who would love to learn how to crochet the basics. So that is basically what this video is. So let me tell you what I would recommend that you do before we start this whole process. Number one, so firstly you have to get a hook, and a hook is really easy to find. I personally got my very first one from Walmart, and then my mom bought me this whole big pack of them off of Amazon. Super easy. Number two, I would highly suggest that you use bulky yarn. And to see if you have bulky yarn, you're gonna have to learn how to read your yarn labels. So let me just grab an example of the type of yarn that I use and how to read a yarn label. Okay, so selecting your yarn is a really easy process, but if you are a beginner, I would highly suggest that you get a bulky weight yarn. So this is the type of yarn I use. This is just an example, and this type of yarn is a 4-ply yarn. If you can see, it's kind of thin, but it's definitely not the thinnest yarn that they have out there. This is just a standard worsted weight yarn. It's one of those yarns that everyone basically uses for simple projects. And this is what comes outside your yarn. It is the yarn label. So this is super important for you to have because it has the color on the back. It shows you how to wash it at the bottom. It also tells you how many ounces and yards, and it tells you what type of weight yarn. So this one is a size 4 yarn. It also tells you the material and what it's made out of. I always use acrylic yarn, so I do use synthetic yarns, but that is not saying that you have to. That is just a personal preference of mine. And I also love the brand Red Heart. I buy all the yarns, and I also buy from Lion Brand. So yeah, that's basically all you need to know about yarn labels. Always read them, and I like to keep them. I keep them when I'm working on a project, and if I ever run out, I always know what color I had, because even when you're shopping, sometimes the yarns look the same. Another thing when you're getting ready to crochet is going to be your hook. So I have 3 different size hooks right here, all of them which I have used. This gold one right here is a 5.0 millimeter hook. It is smaller than the 5.5 that I usually use. This one here is a standard 5.5. This is the hook that I actually use. And this one, my favorite, is a 6.5. You can't really see it, it's kind of rubbed off from the grip, but it's a 6.5 millimeter hook, and 6.5s and anything above are perfect for bulky yarn. And I don't think I went over, but how to know if you have bulky yarn is it'll tell you on your yarn label. Anything above a size 4 yarn is considered a bulky weight yarn. Alright guys, I think that's all that I wanted to show you. There are other materials that you're going to need, but as for this video, they are not important because this is all about starting and chaining. So thank you again for watching this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comment section, and make sure you read the description box. I will put all information that you need to know, all the materials that you need to have in the description box. Thank you. Alright guys, so before we start, make sure you have all your materials, which is going to be your yarn and your hook. And I'm just showing you what type of yarn I'm using. I am using an acrylic yarn, size 4 worsted weight. For beginners, I do recommend that you use a bulky yarn. Size 5 is fine. So to start off, we're going to create what is called a slip knot. And your slip knot is really important. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 fingers, wrap the yarn around your fingers to create an X, slip that loop off your fingers, and then the long piece of yarn that is still attached to your skein of yarn, you're going to slip that through the loop you created with your 2 fingers. Take the short piece that is not connected to your skein of yarn and pull it tight. And that is how you create a slip knot. So make sure you practice that and try it as many times as you need in order to get it down packed. So after you've created your slip knot, it is actually time to start chaining. And I was just showing you my hook of preference, which is the 5.5 millimeter hook. So what you're going to do next is you're going to insert your hook into your slip knot and take your long piece of string that is attached to your skein, and you're going to pull it until your slip knot closes. And what you see me doing is just a little test that I like to do to make sure that my slip knot can move freely up and down my hook. So next what you're going to do is I'm showing you how I hold my yarn, and because you are a beginner, it's going to be difficult for you, so don't feel bad if you can't hold it like I do. I like to slip the yarn over my finger, take my middle finger and my thumb and hold the knot. That gives me a lot of security when I actually start chaining. So go ahead and practice that, and I'll show you a couple more times. Alright, so after you've got it down on how to hold your yarn, we're actually going to start chaining. So what you want to do is take your hook, push it under your yarn. Make sure the yarn is on top of your hook. And you see me struggling because I'm trying to make sure that my pointer finger doesn't get in the way. And after you have your yarn over your hook, I'm going to show you one more time. It is very important that you do this step right, because if you don't, your chain is going to come out super duper weird. And after you do that, all you do is slide your hook down until it catches your yarn and pull the loop through your slip knot. And I'm going to show you that one more time. So put your hook under your yarn and slide your hook down and pull it through the second chain that you made. Your slip knot does not count as a chain. The only thing that counts as a chain is every time you put your hook under your yarn and pull it through another loop. So go ahead and practice that. It is super duper easy, and once you get this down, there is nothing stopping you from crocheting anything that you want. And the technical term, just to teach you guys correctly, is called yarning over. So anytime you put your crochet hook under your yarn, you are technically yarning over. And the long piece that is connected to your skein of yarn is called your working yarn. So I'm just showing you what it should look like. To everyone else, it looks like a braid. To me, it literally looks like a bunch of V's. But however you interpret it is up to you. So I'm just showing you a couple more chains. Make sure you always practice this, because the more you practice it, the better you're gonna get. So go ahead and do as many chains as you want. So in the last clip, I did point out one of my chains, and as you can see, it is a lot bigger than the other ones. I purposefully made that one bigger just to show you that's what your work might look like when you first start out. Now I've been crocheting for a while, so mine pretty much look uniform, and it's gonna take a lot of practice until your stitches look like mine. So don't ever feel discouraged, just always practice chaining. It's really easy, and once you get chaining, there is literally nothing stopping you. So your stitches might either be loose like this or super tight like that. Again, just keep practicing, and in no time you're gonna have it. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.